Gentlemen, welcome back. Could be wrong. We talked a lot about how this KU versus Texas Tech game was going to go last weekend. We made a lot of predictions. I don't know if any of us quite hit the nail on the head because the Hawks neither won nor covered the spread. They lost 42-17. But yet again, for the second straight week, it seems as though the final score is perhaps not the biggest headline to come out of the KU game. At least that's where the conversation went last week, and I feel like that's where it's going to go again.
Headline?
Yes.
Another opening headline? That's not a headline. This is a headline.
Okay. Gosh, I'm not prepared, so I'm nervous, but headline. Tech brings knives to a tortilla fight. Lance Leipold on the rocks after testy exchange with Joey McGuire. Tech wins 42-17.
Good dismount.
I got the first part. I liked the first line, but then I kind of fell apart from there. Okay, good evening, guys. Welcome in. Where do you guys want to start this? Because I feel like we had plenty to talk about before that the video of Lance and Joey McGuire surfaced. But in the last 48 hours, I haven't really heard any updates for anybody who missed it. Lance, essentially, and Mike reported on this. So I don't know if you should be introing this or I should.
No, you try.
Okay, I'll try. I'll do my best. There's a video of the post-game handshake, Lance Leipold, Joey McGuire, and he walks up to him and he says, you can't really make out exactly what they say at the beginning. I'm sure it's something like, good game, you guys played great. Yeah, you too. Lance immediately launches into one of your fans threw a effing pocket knife at one of our coaches. That's effing bullshit. And he goes, I know, I heard. He's like, that's effing bullshit. And he goes, what do you want me to effing do about it? And as Lance is walking away, by the way, Lance starts walking away and he just turns around and says it one more time. That's effing bullshit. And that was the end of it. Goes into his press conference. First question that was asked was about like the tortillas. Then he brought it up again. He talked about safety. He said it was, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said it at some point, like that that behavior's kind of been accepted here. So clearly a lot of frustration is what it seemed like to me, was like he was pissed off at the way that game went. Because the idea that you would go into the handshake with the other team's head coach and make it about anything other than what happened on the field during that game was a little insane to me. But I think that's what happens when you give up 370 rushing yards, you get blanked in the second half, and you're in the middle of a season that is slowly getting away from you.
You know, I'm really hung up on Joey McGuire's reaction being like, I know.
Well, I'm sure he heard about it. They're like, yo, something just happened on the other sideline.
Who? The game just ended. So someone patching in during the game be like, hey, heads up.
When did this happen? Do you know?
Third quarter. So around the third quarter, I guess at some point, the alleged story is that a closed pocket knife hit a KU staffer. They believe it was thrown from the stands.
Kevin is showing us an example of a pocket knife.
This is the knife. This is the
knife.
It was your brother. I drove to West Texas and I commandeered the knife.
Thank you.
So all the Tech fans saying, show me the knife. I don't believe it. There it is.
Hold it up to the camera one more time. Can we get a look at the specs? That's weighty.
For reference.
Texas Tech fans.
This could go from the top bowl, the second tier.
How would that feel if you, how weighty is it? How would that feel if it hit you on the shoulder or the head?
Throw it?
It would not feel good.
Drop it on your head.
It would not feel good. I'm not going to do that.
Maybe drop it on your
I've tampered with the evidence enough by actually stealing it and bringing it to Dallas. So
someone patches in, tells Joey, hey, by the way, they're claiming knife over there.
Patches in.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they don't have to worry much about the game and like play calls or anything.
Joey's like, oh, what's going on over there? So apparently, though, this happens, and I don't know that it's being taken too seriously. And Travis Goff, I think, went ballistic, is my understanding. he was very upset with Big 12 or Texas Tech officials not doing anything about the thrown knife. And I think that's part of why KU is really upset. That's my hunch here, is that like I don't think they were thrilled with Texas Tech basically not caring that a knife pocket knife was allegedly thrown at a staffer.
When you say they didn't care, does that mean like the conversation went something like, hey, someone threw a knife at our coach and they said, we don't care, deal with it. That's how we do it down here. There's more where that came from.
Maybe
Lucky we didn't throw a gun.
I mean, like,
seriously,
I don't know.
What do you, as Joey McLeyer said, what do you want me to do?
That was a good take by him.
Yeah. What do you want him to do?
Yeah, I mean, like,
give me that knife. I'll stab the student that did it.
Texas justice.
Texas justice.
I get, like, he said something, after the game, was like, we should do better. I get KU being upset, or like you defending your employee, your staffer. If they're in a hostile environment, things are getting hot. Like, I get kind of Travis doing that.
Wasn't a hostile
really
environment.
Lance doing it.
KU was very clearly not going to win the game. I'm not really fully understanding what's happened here. Can we just start there? Like, first of all, I want to see a show of hands. Are we all convinced a knife was thrown? I just want to make sure that let's start with the facts. Okay. A knife was thrown.
There's a knife. There was a knife. Texas Tech did confirm that today.
Somebody threw a knife.
How'd it get in?
Wait, Texas Tech confirmed it?
Texas Tech said that a knife was recovered on the sideline and handed over to Texas Tech police, and that they are looking into game footage or something. And so I asked Texas Tech police this morning, and I said, I was told that the knife was handed over to you, and they said it didn't happen. And then the Texas Tech statement said it did happen. What the fuck? But no, I haven't talked to anyone about this.
That's
because
I was talking about Texas justice. They don't do police.
You said
maybe a sheriff.
A Texas Tech Police Department spokesperson told me there was not a knife handed over to the Texas Tech Police Department. That was their quote. Texas Tech said, and I quote, like, can they get their shit together? Texas Tech confirmed a closed pocket knife was discovered. It was given to Texas Tech and then turned over to Texas Tech Police Department. So they both have just said, not us, got to talk to them. Cover up in Lubbock? Cover up in Lubbock. Who's lying now?
Dude, they want to be on the big stage of college athletics. They're practicing their cover-ups right now in front of us. Real time.
Mm-hmm. Smart.
Hats off to them.
Knives out. I'm not saying that anyone's lying here. Like, everyone clearly believes a knife is thrown. There is a knife. However that went down, I imagine, stay with me, stay woke, someone is reaching in their pocket for a tortilla, accidentally grabs a knife, throws both, whoops, in the air, and then
both.
There goes the knife.
Because the alternative, Kevin,
the alternative is crazy.
The alternative is insane.
Knife and I threw it at somebody closed. It makes no sense. Throw a battery like a real American football thing.
I thought that too. I was like, what would have to be the series of events that would take place for someone to be like, okay, I know we're killing this team, but it's not enough. I need to see real bloodshed on this field tonight. And if the team's not going to do it, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I struggle. I get it, like drunk college students, whatever, who knows? But I have a hard time imagining someone was like, you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to hammer this knife at one of their coaches.
Or it's a plant.
And that's hence the cover-up. Hence the cover-up. 2 and 2. Things aren't adding up. People are trying to get the story straight.
Who is the most likely thrower in this plant? Who's throwing that knife?
Kelly. It's to defer like what has
We
happened
need
in the
another
game.
15 yards.
If you want 15 yards, let me show you a way to get 15 yards. You get anyone in the stands close enough to the KU sideline to throw something, and then that's 15 yards. This is actually a great idea, and why haven't we been thinking about this?
I'm putting my stamp on the game, Lance.
We could go to games everywhere and just throw stuff on the field and get 15 yards for Kansas anytime we want.
God, what a loserly way this program could go by just trying to cheat their way into
15 yards?
yard penalties.
Whoa.
That's
That
not
is how
cheating.
college sports are won. College sports are won in the gray. Okay? And if you're not going to Lubbock with KU, Bill Snyder would have had 50 K-Staters dressed in red and black with their gun signs up and pockets stuffed full of tortillas and maybe a knife.
Yeah. I did like Ryan Reinhardt tweeted, if you are a KU fan in Lubbock, find a tortilla and throw it as far onto the field as you can right now. We need yards.
That's it. Yeah, I didn't see this, but that's exactly right. Ryan is right.
Yeah. So, and here's the other thing, going back to like Lance and the reaction to it. And furthermore, to what you described, Mike, as Travis being livid, incensed, whatever.
Maybe it's Travis.
Was there a puncture wound? Did the knife penetrate the skin? Okay,
Knife was close. I do believe it hit an analyst or staffer. It was closed. No harm.
Okay.
Who was the analyst? Or staffer? Do we know?
No.
Okay.
So questions remain.
Facts.
Yeah, need more facts. We'll wait for the facts.
I just keep trying to say the analyst.
So
I'm really focused on that.
So the knife didn't hurt anybody, yet Travis Goff and Lance Leipold, in the middle of the game in which you're getting your ass kicked, they decided, you know what? This is now my top priority. Not what's going on out there, not this embarrassment on national television that we produced, but I'm now going to channel all my energy into this knife that may or may not have been thrown from the stands, that didn't hurt anybody. And in the post-game handshake, Lance making it about anything other than the ass kicking he just got handed is insane to me. It was embarrassing. That is embarrassing for Lance to act like that.
That's the least surprising thing about this. We know that Lance gets stuck on something, usually a call on the field, and will keep it in his brain until he is fully satisfied by as many people as he's talked to about that thing. Like, it will just grind on him. He will forget calling plays, forget managing the football game, forget everything. He might call a timeout just to go talk about some more and have nothing to do with the football game. Like, dead ass serious. That's what he does. And honestly, I love the fire, love the intensity. Sometimes it's awesome. In this case, it's the exact thing that you would expect him to do, I think.
Not surprising. And that's I think that's a very good breakdown of the situation and who Lance is. And I agree with you. And it's also a massive flaw of his.
I understand.
Like if you are the I'm just saying, like, if you're the CEO of this team, which like that is his sort of like role as a head coach, right? He's not a schemer. He's not this elite recruiter. He is a program builder. He's a CEO. And the fact that like he can't focus on the task at hand the second something pisses him off is incredibly frustrating as a fan of the team that he oversees.
Would you say he's worried about the mules? And in this case, the mules are pocket knives or tortillas. He did open the statement talking about tortillas.
You know, he was in
how you don't lead with the knife.
Well, you know, Lance was in the building the day that they unveiled the banner. Don't worry about the mules, just load the wagon. And he looked up at it and he said, I disagree. So I'm worried about the mules all the time.
He's like, every fucking seat's filled.
My favorite part about this whole thing is the handshake, where he starts the handshake with like the most traditional, hey, y'all have a really good team. Like, he clearly had thought about how he wanted to start the handshake, and then
He lost
boom,
his shit.
straight to the rest of it. And then like immediate expletive laden, like whatever. But my favorite part is like, hey, you guys have a really good team. Then goes on.
What do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
Perfect
Coach,
answer.
I can't do anything about it.
Someone threw a knife. Yeah, I know. Texas Tech fans are like, there was no knife. Your coach kind of said, I know. Maybe Joey thought Lance was talking about tortillas. And he's like, Lance is talking about the tortillas again.
I think he did. I did not know. I didn't think in my read was that McGuire never heard about the knife. It was just the tortillas. That's the way I interpreted that. Do you know that he was told before post game that a knife was thrown?
Joey? No, I don't know.
See, I think he was just talking about. I don't think he understood.
Yeah, it was loud. There were fireworks going off. The band's playing. Like he probably
smokes everywhere.
Lance is talking very loud and very
confused.
fast.
Yeah,
Lance shows him a police sketch of a knife.
Have you ever seen one of these before?
I drew that in the fourth quarter. I don't know why he's Southern now. We obviously struggle with our accents.
Okay, should we talk about the actual game?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Lance didn't want to.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
This was a classic, like, like the game was terrible, so let's talk about anything but the game.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. I do wonder sincerely, like if we were to make a pie chart of where Lance's energy was focused in the fourth quarter, like what percentage of it was the knife and what percentage of it was the football game.
That's a good take. That's the problem.
What do you guys know? Seriously, what do you think the answer is? Is it 50-50?
If it's brain space?
Yes.
Maybe 50-50.
So you're thinking like 60-40 knife?
Yeah.
If that's true, this is such a problem.
Yes.
I mean, obviously you can't prove it, but like what in like what we've seen shows you that it was anything but that?
Well, here's why I think Lance was still somewhat focused on the game is because we saw a couple of patented questionable fourth down calls, and that has Lance Leipold written all over it. So that tells me he was at least involved in the decision making somewhat. Maybe they just said, Lance, it's fourth down. And he's like, punt it. They're like, we're at the 40. I don't care, punt it.
I don't care. I got to figure out where this knife came from. Punt it. Give me some more time to collect myself.
3rd and 18. Throw it 5 yards. Just fucking throw it 5 yards. I'm dealing with something. I'm dealing with something.
Hand it off.
This is the worst game of
Travis
Clue
is like
ever.
yelling.
It's Fan in the stadium with a knife. He's doing he's figuring Clue out in his head the whole time while someone's trying to call a play call.
The Texas Tech Police Department doesn't know that they had the knife, apparently.
We're not getting any information. We have all the information we're going to receive. It's over.
I'm actually pretty sketched out by that, which I haven't. That seems weird to me. Mac, you're a lawyer, but this is not a legal take. But you can do logic.
What am I being asked?
Is there a question there?
What's your take on why is the Texas Tech Police Department saying there's no knife handed to us, and then Texas Tech says we handed the knife to the Texas Tech Police Department?
I assume, and stick with me here, they have other stuff to worry about.
Yeah, there's a little bit of crime in Lubbock.
But what about us?
I don't think this matters to anybody but us.
Okay.
They're like, it's Vernon. It's Vernon. They're like, give them the runaround. Tell them the school's got it. Well, they'll tell them that we got it.
I think he's a Kansas guy. Let me call Chris Klein and check it out.
I just like somebody like you said, we're the only people who care about it, and we wouldn't care about it had Lance not made it known how much he cares about it. And so I want to get into this game a little bit because I think there is some stuff to dissect, including the moment that I think every KU fan and the Texas Tech coaching staff, we all came to the same conclusion at the exact same time in the third quarter, which was, oh shit, we don't even have to pass it with our backup quarterback. Because in the second quarter, I was thinking, oh, backup in? We might have a shot in this game. And I think Texas Tech was like, we might be fucked. And then all of a sudden, they just kept handing the ball to Cameron Dickey. And wait a minute. We don't have to throw the ball at all because this Kansas team can't tackle. We're bigger. We're stronger. We're faster. We're more physical. This is going to be a really easy second half, which is exactly what it looked like. And KU offensively, I mean, I don't know how many 3-and-outs there were in the second half, but you got outscored 21-0 after the break, after feeling like you had a ton of momentum. And maybe that's just a one-off. Like maybe Texas Tech really is one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the country, certainly just based off their resume this year and like how they've looked. They've been as impressive as any team, but it felt like a moment where I had to start wondering if this season is getting away from this team. Like I'm now looking at the schedule and all of these games I once pointed to and said, oh, they'll win that, they'll win that, they'll win that, K-State, Arizona, whatever. Like, I don't know how many more wins are on this schedule just based off the performance we saw, not just this past weekend, but the week before against UCF.
Yeah.
The good news is I think Texas Tech is really good.
Their defensive ends are disgusting.
I don't know. KU's offensive tackles might also be disgusting.
Yes.
They were like disgusting.
They got 9 sacks.
Yeah, so KU had 2 guys get graded 0 on the O-line out of 100 on Pro Football Focus.
Oh man!
And it's one of the players' second 0 of the season, I believe.
We don't have to identify.
It's the left tackle.
Yeah,
you can watch the game.
Get zeros on Pro Football Focus.
Neither did I.
I thought it was like the SAT where you got a certain amount of points just for like writing your name down.
That's
just for tying your cleats.
Exactly.
What? Wow.
They're like, fuck, it's a negative.
Oh, man.
Yeah. For the season, his pass block grade is 4.2 out of 100. So on what point is this, though, I've got, like, coaching questions. Like, how...
Oh, do you?
Yeah, the O-line coach. The O-line doesn't seem to be getting better. Bryce Foster hasn't necessarily gotten better. Calvin Clement's taking a step back. Texas Tech's got a great defensive front. I get that. So I don't want to I don't know. That zeros are bad. The 4 for the season seems pretty bad. How did the staff not know? How is this your starting left tackle? How is he putting up? How is your average of 4 out of 100?
Well, it's the age-old question. When KU was cycling through quarterbacks in the 20 teens, it was this idea that the backup can't be much worse than this. And it's like, oh, you thought this was bad? He's the best. And maybe that's the case. Is the coaching staff making a mistake by playing this guy? Or are they saying yeah, you should see the rest of the dudes because this was the best we got?
Wait, I need to make a correction. The 4 is on a true pass set. I don't know what that is. The season pass block grade is 13.9. My bad.
Getting better.
Out of 100.
Moving in the right direction.
I don't know, though. That's not good.
Didn't we... I could be wrong.
Oh.
Didn't we not... We have not really given up that many sacks. Now, a lot of that's Jalen, but we'd only given up a handful of sacks all year. And then we give up a school record 9 sacks in one game.
So now we're back to Texas Tech is just really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're good. We are sick, rich, hot, badass mofos.
They didn't really turn us one-dimensional either until the end. I mean, getting back to the second quarter was fun. Gave some hope, gave some life. There were some good things that happened. Jalen, I think, still good. We can agree.
I'm starting to feel bad for Jalen.
The reading in the in the family watch party, Nick was texting that the stadium got quiet in the second quarter, and the blood pressure in last week's guest was rising. You could tell. I mean,
with your little brother.
Oh yeah, well, both of my little brothers. Yeah, they were feeling the here we go again. Tech is going to tech. They didn't say it, but then of course they curb stomped in the entire second half. But it felt you felt alive for
in the second half. The knife was thrown, and it's just it's a little. The second you start being like, oh, the tortillas that I talked about before the game are suddenly knives, it becomes a little self-fulfilling. Maybe not the knife part, but the tortilla part. Like, you're just not focused on the right thing. Let Travis handle it.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of different ways to go with this conversation.
Yeah.
I think KU gets down, like, they need to be able to run the ball for the offense to look the way they want it to, and when they just have to throw, like, that's as good as Jalen is, that's not the way this offense was built, and they're not going to be good when they're unpredictable, which they had to be in the second half. But coaching, whatever, talent discrepancy, whatever the case may be. Mike pulled up a chart. What are you showing me here?
It's the did we really get beat that bad chart.
Did you find this with the deserved wins chart?
Oh, fuck you, man. No, it's Stats of War tweets it every week. KU did not get beat that bad per this chart on the internet.
Huh. That's interesting because they gave up 9 sacks and 370 rushing yards. So it felt
the rushing
like
yards
beat really bad.
So the rush defense, what the fuck? Like, they just got gashed.
And by the way, there's not a more demoralizing way there's a million different ways to get beat defensively. That's the worst way. When they're just like, oh, we're going to turn around and hand it off, and you won't even be able to touch him. Or we'll just let the backup quarterback take it himself, and he'll get huge chunk plays on the ground too. Like, that is the worst way to watch your team get throttled, is just them gashing you on the ground.
I agree with you, but another way to get frustrated is when you're playing against a quarterback, and I'll just throw one out there, Cincinnati, where everyone was wide open, and those guys are just scoring whenever they want to too. So let me just tell you, we have figured out 2 ways to be really bad on defense this year. One through the air and one on the ground. And I guess that's the thing. It wasn't the same thing that happened here. The one common denominator is the defense sucks.
They're versatile. They can get beat in many different ways.
The parallels with the Jayhawks defense and the Dallas Cowboys are so strong.
All right, unpack. I didn't want to hear it, but now I want to hear it. Unpack that more.
I believe Coach Shoddy said that teams are scared to run against us. That's why they're having so much success through the air, because they're scared to run against us, and then they get their backs blown out by their former teammate Rico Dowdle on Sunday. I'm done with football. There's a text sent out about a really good 2027 wing in basketball. We can talk about that.
Yeah, should we see? There's no football game this weekend, so I do feel like we need a little bit of reprieve from this team, even though I still feel like there's more to discuss. Like, I can wait a week if we need to.
It's late night's Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Are we doing this? Are we just
the ultimate insult in return? Look, I will say, I feel bad for Jalen. Jalen Daniels has played his ass off this year. He could have left. He could have faked that injury and gone to USC. Those rumblings could have been legitimate, and we would all be really upset about it. He came back. He has come back multiple times, and they are just not really letting the staff has not really let him put the ball in his hands in like key moments late, and that bums me out, and I feel bad for him. And I hope that He's been awesome. He's been really good this year. He's been awesome for years. He declared new era, and that was awesome. And we got a lot of new era jokes out of it, and I thank him for that. Let him loose, guys. If not now, when? And I hope people show the fuck out for him.
For Jalen.
For Jalen.
More fat, slow people to throw to.
Do we have a new prediction for win-loss?
Oh, yeah, we should do that.
I think they're getting adjusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are 5 games left on the schedule: Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Arizona, Iowa State, and Utah. I'll go first. This is a 6-6 team.
Wow. The adjustments have been made.
I don't expect this team or this coaching
right.
staff to let this team show up in the biggest moments. And like, I don't want to get too dramatic here, but I do think we are starting to see, and this is not like me saying I want somebody else, but we're starting to see like the flaws that you have to live with Lance Leipold as your coach. Whether it's like his inability to focus whenever something pisses him off, his lack of any sort of courage in these late game, high leverage, gotta have it 4th down situations. I think there are serious questions about his ability to hire staff now that the 2 guys who he had for the last decade are gone. And those are all things, by the way, 4th down calls, decision making.
Yeah, they're like one of the worst 3rd and 4th down teams in the country.
All of those, though, all of those traits are the most important traits for a coach of Lance Leipold's archetype, if you will. Like, if he's not a schemer, so you don't have to worry about like he's the one out there calling the plays and like putting guys in the right position. He's not an elite recruiter. He is the CEO. He is the program builder. He oversees the operation.
He's good at that.
But by the way, I disagree, because all of the biggest components of that job are the stuff that he's struggling at right now, or struggling with the fourth down decision making. That is a massive part of your job if this is the type of coach you're going to be. Assistant hiring. How many of those boxes is he checking for you right now?
Built a stadium.
Stadium was cool.
Recruiting pretty good.
Recruiting's better.
But I don't think Lance is the like alpha recruiter on this staff.
We're pretty competitive most of the time.
He does a lot with the jerseys.
Jerseys are cool.
Mostly the stadium.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm saying all this to say, like, this isn't me saying I'm done with Lance Leipold. This is me saying, okay, like this is the Lance Leipold experience, and you have to take the bad with the good, and we're seeing all of it right now.
We are scared to say it because we know that it's crazy with how far KU has come, but like there have been back-to-back years of really, really ripe opportunities for the program, and he has really not delivered. I'm just gonna say, like, he hasn't delivered, and like,
it's fair.
We had a chance because of him too. All these things are true, but like, you're not playing Texas and Oklahoma. You've got a very, very good quarterback. You had Devin Neal. You had good receiver. Like, opportunities were there. Opportunities were there. You had your record-breaking speed man and Jason B. It's just, he has had an opportunity and hasn't capitalized. Unlike any coach offering that has come his way. And you know that has not helped him win some love in these situations. That's also part of it. We have a chance because of him, and we blew some opportunities because of him.
Well said.
Yep.
Should we get to some voicemails? Let's get to some voicemails, Mike.
Yeah.
I know you said we have a lot, but I still want to leave some time to talk hoops.
Yeah,
in this
we got to
episode.
talk hoops.
So let's cap it at like 3 or 4.
Okay. I don't really know what I've got downloaded, so I'm just going to hit this.
Take me out, Chris Kleinman. You're gonna have to do better than that. Your nightmare is coming, Chrissy. You thought a rogue pocket knife could take me out, Chris Kleinman?
I didn't hear the beginning. You thought a rogue pocket knife could take me out, Chris Kleinman. I like that. I like that theory. He was ahead of us.
I don't feel good about this K-State game.
Oh, I think I said last week that they were going to get their shit together before we play them.
It seems like that's what's happening. That is what you said. If they beat K-State, it's a 7-5 season. Probably best case, but I think it's not unlikely that they could build off of that. If you lose to K-State, I can't imagine. It's ugly.
Somebody says KU trending, or K-State still looks vulnerable, but trending upward as we trend down. That's right. Like the lines right now, KU going this way, K-State going that way. Hopefully they can just intersect, or we can play this game right before those lines intersect.
At equilibrium.
There we go.
Not quite at equilibrium, I guess, because that would be bad.
I hope we take those lines and shove them up their ass like a rogue pocket knife.
Why not?
All right, let's play another one.
That's not what you do with your pocket knives.
Hey guys, I wanted to see what you guys thought of this, but I love Lance Leipold and everything he's done for the program, and I don't want to overreact to this loss, but I'm really sick of the constant mismanagement of games and just the absolute pussy play calling in late game situations. And I think at some point you have to realize that some people have a ceiling, and I think Lance Leipold's ceiling is 7, maybe 8 wins and a mid-bowl game. And I know that that's a lot from where we've been, but if you want to take a step forward, I don't think we get any farther than that with Lance. Maybe that's a bad take. Anyways, thanks, guys. Love the show.
The phrase we're looking for is could be wrong.
Could be wrong. Yeah.
It's not maybe that's a bad take, but I respect it. I respect it.
I just want to be clear, like when we're talking about the late game play calling and stuff, are we talking about the decision making, like when to punt, when to go for it? Or are we talking about the actual offensive play calls? Because I feel pretty confident in saying Lance is not the one sending the plays in.
Yeah, but the general conservative approach, I think, is set by him. But no, I don't think he's sending the plays in. I did the second 3rd and 1. The 3rd and 1s were agitating. They're just slow developers and gets a really good line. That's not on Lance, but that is his internal hire.
I thought we loved Zabrowski. Lubbock, I learned his name. I thought we loved those guys. Do we hate them now? Fraud Watch? Are
Definitely
Z
Fraud
and
Watch.
Lubbock both on Fraud Watch? All the entire staff.
Like
Fraud
no,
Watch.
yeah.
Crazy
Like, no-
take.
Oh.
When was the time in Lance's career? I know probably early, but not for a long time. Was he the underdog, need to come from behind, need to do these sorts of things with game management? Like he had a lot of success over the course of his career. He probably had the best team on the field most of his career. So, I'm just thinking more about what reps did he have for this situation? Is the default to just say, we think keeping it a 1-score game keeps us in the game, so we're going to punt here? When he should be thinking, we are a 4-1 underdog to win this game by the metrics, so we need to do something a little different than what the play sheet or my head says I should do in this situation, all things equal. Does that make sense? he doesn't. I don't know if he's capable of thinking the way that I guess you kind of have to if you're a 14-point underdog.
You're saying he has not adjusted his coaching philosophy to his present situation?
I guess so.
You think he's a front runner?
Are you saying you think he's at Whitewater?
No, I'm not gonna put a label on anything here.
Let's keep putting words in Mech's mouth. Are you saying Joey McGuire threw the knife and wanted it to be open?
I did say that.
I thought that's what you were saying.
Well, he probably had to be a kind of a spunky underdog at early Buffalo,
That's
right?
probably true. That was the only place I could. Yeah.
But there's something there.
Maybe he thinks Kansas is already elevated to the point of being perennial winners.
I mean,
we
that's
are
our
Whitewater in his mind.
Look at our O-line. We can run over anybody.
And maybe he's right. And we just aren't doing it. But I don't know.
All right, let's play another one. Let's do one more.
I do. Someone was a Missouri fan who called in and just talked shit on me. If you guys want to hear that, but this is the key one first.
Down at the public library in Hiawatha, watching the game on the pewter, and I was getting a little hungry with them tortillas. That'd go good with romaine noodle soup. But anyhow, I think Mangino needs to take Lance and his old lady into a room and chew them out, and then make them do barrel roll.
I didn't listen to these. And I just don't like where that was going.
I think he said Mangino needs to
do
take
barrel
him
rolls
into a room, chew him out, and make him do barrel rolls. Is that referencing the allegations that got Mangino fired?
I think it is.
Mech,
you're muted.
So we're gonna go with that.
Yeah, I think that works. Okay, this is what happens when you don't screen the calls.
Well, I used the Google Translate. I looked at it. It did not capture what this person was saying. Pewter wasn't on there, for the record. It wasn't picking it up. It wasn't picking it up. I saw Hiawatha, and I thought, that seems interesting, and I don't, and that's it. The Missouri guy made fun of my hairline for like 3 minutes.
That's
tough.
Really?
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. Do better. Do better.
Okay. Are we good? Do we want to play one more, or do we want to move on to hoops? Because we got about 15 minutes.
I don't want
left.
to play anymore. I'm scared.
Let's do hoops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
hoops.
Late Night in the Fog is this Friday, October 17th. Do we have a musical guest this year? Are we done with musical guests at Late Night?
Yeah, those cost money.
We don't have any. Are we saying KU basketball is poor?
I'll do it.
Deficit and debt.
I'll do it.
Come on down.
Oh.
I bet you think they can make your deal?
I could write a song for KU tonight and perform it at Late Night.
Man, so that's the end of an era. No more musical guests. So many great memories from that place and time. But it does beg the question, I do think at some point in our life, actually, I would say this, at some point in the next 10 years, these like late night, which everybody used to just call it Midnight Madness, they're going to be done, completely done. Because I do not see what purpose they serve anymore in the new era of college basketball.
Whoa. I have a take. That's a bad take.
Okay.
No, it's not. I agree.
Come on.
I mean, it used to be this.
Midnight.
Yeah, it used to be at midnight.
That's cool.
That was cool.
That's a good take. I have a take. That's a good take.
Okay.
The second it went away from midnight, it got far less cool. You know why? Because I remember as a kid, which I never stayed up till midnight, going to a Midnight Madness. Like, that's cool. That's cool as a kid. Like, that's a memory I have. Staying up super late, like going to KU basketball, like starting the practice right at midnight with Roy. Like, that's cool.
Because if you think about it, back then, who was it for? It was just for like the common fan. It was for the kids. It was a fun event. And then it transitioned into, no, it's for the recruits now. It's for the recruits. So we have
I don't even think that's the case anymore.
This big production. Exactly. That's my point. Who is it for? Who is late night for anymore? And I don't know, like, who's your target demo?
Make it a sponsor thing. Now it's all
and you think about it, it used to be like, oh, why did they bring Lil Yachty? And you're like, recruits care about this kind of stuff. And the way recruiting works now, they don't care about it. In fact, like, I think also in the next 10 years, like, basically recruiting is just going to become whichever coaches just leave these kids alone. That's who will get the most recruits. Like, there will be a number one player in 2032 and they'll be like, what did you love about Kansas? You're like, they just didn't talk to me. They just left me alone.
I never met any of them. I've never been there. That's why I like it so much. It's chill.
Kids just want to be left alone. That's my take. Kids just want to be left alone. And so that's why late night's doing too much. That's the opposite of leaving kids alone.
I do have one small caveat, though. The Snoop thing is still one of my favorite KU basketball lore. Like, just little things that will ever happen, and I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
The only good thing Jeff Long did.
By accident.
The best thing he ever did. I wish someone from his administration would actually go on the record and talk about this, because the stories from behind the scenes are wild. These guys were playing blame game and furious with each other. And Bill lit up Jeff Long's number 2 like no other. Like, I think that guy was basically done with basketball ever again after that. Amazing. It's just amazing series of fights. Snoop should be the performer every year, or like in memoriam, the Snoop concert. Like, just play it again. Will late night be sold out? I assume it will be.
Well, on the record, it will be. Tom brings up a good point here. He says, back in the day, there was no social media. Late night was your first look at the new players. It's not even about the players, but you're right. Social media has removed the need for something like late night, because you get all the behind the scenes, the practice footage, the highlight clips of Darryn dunking or hitting a 3. You're like, okay, he's good. Got it. Late night, for the entertainment purpose, again, social media has fully replaced all of the benefits that late night used to provide, to the point where it just doesn't really serve a purpose. And you're going to get an exhibition. You want an exhibition game? You're going to get one in like 2 weeks versus Louisville, and it will be an actual game that like you can put a little more stock into.
Social media should be a PR arm for the hoops. It should make it more more compelling or enticing to want to see and excite people. But maybe you just consume the highlights before, so it's not the case. I don't know. Make it cool again. Make it back to.
Bring back Carlton Bragg and let him do the Doug Eat midcourt.
Do it at midnight. Was it ever fun? The Snoop one. Jesse says, I have 2 tickets I want to give away. Please send them to me. DM me, message me, email me. I'd be happy to give them away. Thank you. We're going to get 2 fans in a late night for free. It's an awesome event. I never said anything bad about it. Have fun.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the best part of late night is listening to Bill get pissed during the scrimmage is pretty fun.
That's probably
why I tune in now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Like, you can kind of read between the lines on a lot of the stuff, or he just says it. He'll just say who's been good and who hasn't.
I mean, I get it. There's a lot of fresh faces and things to get excited about, but can we just go ahead and establish that, like, all season, 90% of our, like, the way 90% of Lance Leipold's mental capacity was fixated on the knife, 90% of our mental capacity is going to be fixated on Darryn Peterson. And you are our closed pocket knife. And
new nickname just dropped.
Pocket knife.
I just think I'm not gonna. I'm making a vow right now. I'm not gonna get worked up over like the 7th best player on this team, and I'm just going to spend all year trying to answer the question: is he just good enough to just kind of carry them all the way? I don't care. Because I know what we're going to be like, oh, I hate this guy that's starting at the 4. We're going to be like, oh, this dude needs to get more playing time. That dude shouldn't play at all anymore. The coaching staff's lost it. Bill needs to listen to Jacques. Like, these are all the stories. We're gonna hit
win the Natty. This team's incredible. We're so good.
Yeah, we're going to hit all of these, but I just want to make sure we always circle back to, is this guy like truly a generational prospect? And can he just like carry us all the way?
Early reports, early chatter, very, very, very positive about Darryn. The people, they like the Darryn. The close pocket knife has hit the staffer.
Who was it? Bill Simmons? Bill
Yeah.
Simmons compared him to Kobe.
Yeah.
He said everything he's heard is that this guy's the next Kobe. Like Anthony Edwards with the jumper.
Sam Vecini just did a mock draft that I think came out today or yesterday. It was a love fest. There we go. That's better than what I was going to say. It was best guard prospect he's seen since he's been scouting. And that's like 10 years.
Can we have Vecini on and just pretend like we've never heard of Darryn Peterson, or we're like not excited? We're like, yeah.
How tall is he?
Is he like Josh Jackson?
I have his number.
I do too.
Nick, you had him on.
Is that a good bit?
Before?
I've had him on a bunch. I've had him on a bunch.
He's actually really good.
Yeah, he would come on if we called him.
He's good. The only thing about DP is I think he's great. I think he's really good. He is a freshman. I have issues with that, but he's a number 1 freshman, so I'm back. But the one thing that I've heard is that he's not always like locked in practice. But I contend he's just bored.
# bored. # close knife.
And he can do whatever he wants. And he's like, I'll tell you this story. I went to Topeka High School, and I was a pretty good golfer. I was a freshman. And Topeka High, if you know anything about it, not a golf powerhouse. And my coach wouldn't let me play with the varsity because I was a freshman. So I went to my first practice. I hit a tee ball, and I went and sat down and let everyone catch up to where my tee ball was. And then I hit it on the green and went and sat down and let all the really terrible players show up to the green. And I came back the next day, and I said I shot 36. And he's like, why did it take 3 hours? That's what DP feels like. He's like, I'm sitting here, I'm playing with people who are not going to be the same people I'm playing with next year. I'm bored in practice. I get to contend that he's really good. I think he's really good. And when the lights come on, we're going to see he's really good.
And resents his teammates for not being as talented as him.
No, I don't think it's a resentment. I think when you are so good, when you're so much better than everybody else, are you excited?
In a weird way, I feel like this story is becoming more about how much better you were than everyone on your high school.
This reminds me of a story.
Yeah, and you did not. I know you were just a freshman, Mac, but no leadership out of you. Hopefully, Darren's got a little bit better leadership.
DP to have that. I want DP to have that leadership. Now, I will say he did do he's recruiting for KU, even though he's not going to be here next year. He's like, that's cool.
The question is, they don't know if these guys are killers. This reminds me of when I was at the Hawk and this cheerleader came up to me and was like,
humble brag.
You want to go into the boom boom? And I was like, no, I'm good. I did that yesterday. And then the next night, a different cheerleader came up to me, and there were like 3 of them, and they said, do you want to go in the home together? And I said, no, I did that yesterday too. That's Darryn Peterson. It's me. And that's not about me, though. That's not about me, though.
It's about Darryn.
Me.
It's about Darryn.
All about Darryn.
Yeah.
Look, I think he's really good. I think he's generationally good. I hope he's generationally good. We saw it back in 2013, the late night of 2013. Allegedly, don't think this is true, but this is what Self said during his speech. There are 25,000 people trying to get in here on late night trying to see this squad. And we had to turn people away, and I feel so bad that we had to turn so many thousands of people away outside. Crowd size guy, way back in then. A bit interesting. Think about that. But crowd size guy said there was not enough room for as many people as wanted to see Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
So fast forward now, is it going to be the same thing? It should.
No.
I don't think it is either, but it should.
It's different now because getting the number one recruit in 2014 carried way more weight than it does now, where the fans just do not have the same level of engagement with the team year to year as they used to, because every single year you are learning a new roster. And I know guys on the Discord and Twitter probably know everybody's number, everybody's position,
I'm not
what they're
happy
good
with the
at,
Discord
what they're
right
not
now.
good at. But like the casual fan, the common fan, the 90% of KU fans are heading into the season being like, okay, I know we got the number one recruit and we got Flory back. I don't know who else is on this team.
I just read your sub-label under your name for the first time tonight, Nick. Sorry.
Yeah. Wow. It took you an hour.
It is. Who knew Mark Sanchez was a Tech fan?
Sorry.
I don't get it. Is this Darryn Peterson guy good? No, like, I don't know. The number one recruit thing won't excite people like a portal player, I think, at this point. And I don't think I think Darryn Peterson's probably going to be really fucking good. Is he a killer? We don't know. Can he step on throats? We don't know, because he's been playing against the same guys for years. And Bill always kind of says they're a little bored of playing each other. Like, there are rhythms to this. And I think the fan excitement, like, KU fans kind of, we know the beats of a Bill Self basketball season, like, really well. He's been so fucking consistent, like, that, like, surprise element, maybe not quite there. KU fans, soft.
Jesse says, I think y'all just getting older. Every little kid in America watches DP highlights. This is a good take. Good take by Jesse, because I was at a bar 2 Sundays ago, and this kid heard me and my buddy talking fantasy football. So we just start talking sports. And he's like, what's your favorite team? And I said,
How old
KU
is this kid?
14.
That's weird.
And he's like, and it was during the day. It was like a brunch thing, whatever, lunch. And he goes, it was a long table. He heard us. It was his parents were there.
Continue.
And he goes, who's your favorite player? Or who's your favorite team? And I said, Kansas basketball. I'm a big college basketball fan. And he said, oh, they have Darryn Peterson, and they might get Tay Kinney. And I was like, you know all these guys? This is before Kinney this is before he had committed.
Subscriber?
I was like, how do you know all this? It's because TikTok. It's TikTok. They just like watch basketball highlights. So I actually do agree with this take that kids might be more into KU just because they know who Darryn Peterson is from TikTok.
This one commenter saying that kid, not only was he too young to be in that bar, he was way too young to be watching DP highlights.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Didn't the kid tell you that Tay Kinney was probably not going to go to Kansas? And I told him he's wrong.
Yeah, you did. I texted you right there. I go, this kid just told me he's going to Alabama or something, or Arkansas. And I texted you, and you texted me back. You're like, no, we're getting him. And this was like 3 or 4 days before he committed. And then I told that kid, and he's like, no way.
He probably thinks you're sick.
He also explained to me the 6'7" meme, which I still don't understand. Which he told me, by the way, this Tay Kinney 6'7" meme thing, he told me it doesn't mean anything. He said there's no meaning behind it. It's just a funny thing kids say.
It's provocative. Yeah. Gets the people going.
Yeah.
6'7" water.
So maybe that's Bill's new approach. Maybe it's like we don't need good players. We just need players
Influencers.
We need influencers.
Ooh, kind of like that take.
Arch
Yeah?
Manning to KU basketball. No.
Mm,
All right, I'll workshop
Pass.
that. I'll workshop
It's
it.
a
I'll
pass.
workshop it. So then the boom and
Some of our
Other-
best teams had good influencers.
Tyshawn,
Okay.
who? Joel Embiid.
yeah, who?
Embiid was fun. But they didn't know they were influencers back then. Like it was like the Morris
Tyshawn.
twins.
Yeah.
And
T-Rob.
T-Rob was a huge one, right? And maybe it's just the most fun teams, actually, the more that I think about it.
Yeah, I think my thing with Darryn is like we all know he's a generationally talented prospect. Is he going to be a generational college basketball player this season? The only year you have him, like, is he a guy who's going to get to the league and in 3 years we're going to be like, oh my God, he's one of the best players in the NBA. I can't believe we had him. Or is he going to be a guy that like day one is going to step on the court and we're going to go, holy shit, this is different.
This is a great question for the maybe potential no guarantees Sam Vecini interview, because so many times these guys are like, oh, they're great athletes, skills are developing, but they're going to be great in the NBA in like 2 years or more. But everything about Darryn Peterson is that he is like a sharpened knife already, that he has the skills already. And it goes with, perfect 2-guard or combo guard size, etc. Playmaking better like every month that goes by. So it feels like it could be different. Maybe I'm just
shooters.
Crimson glasses
shooters for him
here.
to get full potential, in my opinion.
Yeah, because
then he's got space.
Go ahead, Mike.
No,
That was me.
The
spacing.
shooting is a weird one with this team. I think early reports indicate there are a lot of average to decent shooters, 1 through 4, but not necessarily good or great shooters. Not necessarily great shooters. Jaden Dawson supposed to be pretty good, but like the 3-and-D archetype hasn't exactly worked that well with Bill either over the years. So, like, shooting is a huge question. Again, I think you can kind of shoot 1 through 4. Trey White, kind of in the Jalen Wilson role, though not as good an offensive player as Jalen Wilson. But that's kind of the role they'll ask him to play at the 4. Flory, I believe, improved a substantial amount this summer. Put a lot of work in.
Shot?
Apparently, he's looked quite good.
Jump
I think
shot,
he's. I don't know about that. I think he's a lot more skilled. Can move from the perimeter. His camp knew he was. He's 6'9" or 6'10" or whatever. Like, that was a concern. Where if KU was just going to play him on the block, they weren't sure he was being set up for pro success. I think he did a lot of skill work this summer. Can do some things, a little bit more competently from the perimeter, and came back looking good. Kansas fan says Cole Rosario. Hearing very, very good things about Cole Rosario, the freshman ad. He can shoot. I do think he can shoot, but we're talking freshmen and sophomores, like across the board here. And so it's going to be kind of one of those. It's gonna be a different year that way, and there are seniors, but like, can Trey White, Melvin Council, Jaden Dawson like be leaders with the freshmen and sophomores that KU has surrounded them with, and I think that's just an unknown.
Well, the AP poll says no. 19.
Well,
Wow.
I think that's probably kind of earned from the
Old
last
enough.
couple seasons.
Yeah, but 19? Returning really good big and the number one player. And I was kind of surprised. I mean, I wasn't surprised because that's kind of what people have been saying. But
Sam Vecini on Fraud Watch.
I
Guess
guess
says 21. That's correct.
I guess they hate all the other players they brought in.
Yeah.
And it's not preseason number 1, so I don't care.
Same.
It's
No, actually, like
it's
this.
not
I'm
the
all
death
in on-
sentence of preseason number 1.
I'm all in on 19. I don't get it twisted. I'm excited that we're 19.
Make them receiving votes. I don't care.
Yeah, honestly, the farther down you push him, the more we're going to feel like this plucky underdog. And I think that's certainly going to get the best of Bill.
Unrank us, you cowards.
Okay, so in honor of us transitioning to basketball, record predictions, basketball, go ahead. Let's assume I don't even know how many regular season games they have. 32, am I in the ballpark?
Let's see what props we have up, if there's any yet. Give you a little context here.
30 regular season games.
Okay, how many conference?
No, you don't dive too deep into the nitty-gritty here. Kim Pom has them at 19-11. What a disappointing season that would be.
I'll take the over on
Nerd. You're gonna get it this year, nerd. Lock 'em
what's
in
the
line.
worst loss?
To win the Big 12, you want to know the odds for Kansas?
Yes, please.
Has anyone looked at this?
Odds.
Who do you think is number one to win the Big 12?
Houston.
Plus 155. BYU is next. Plus 450. Texas Tech is next. Plus 500. And then Kansas.
I don't hate that. They got
what
nice.
do you think the odds are for Kansas?
650.
Plus 750. You can get $75 on a $10 bet for Kansas to win the Big 12. With the number one player.
With Kobe Bryant. With the next Kobe Bryant.
With the next Kobe Bryant, a competent big, a pick and roll defense we can be proud of, for God's sakes. And
time to DM Travis Goff. Groundswell, $300 million. Jayhawks to win Big 12.
This stadium will pay for itself.
And then some.
I'm surprised it's plus 7.5 to 1 for Kansas to win the Big 12.
I'm confused.
I already took him at plus 2,200 to win the whole thing, so might as well just keep adding to it. It's different.
Final four
bets.
Final four, Kansas is also plus 750. And to your point, champion, plus 2,500 on DraftKings.
No, got to keep adding to it. I also am not in a legal state, so I probably just get shittier odds.
Wow, plus 750 to win the Big 12? When I get back in a good state that has gambling, I'm going to put a little dabble on that. I'm in the Bible Belt right now. They don't have sports betting.
Don't get political.
Think about how many new stadiums we could build. How many new stadiums we could build if we put $300 million on that?
You go back. You get David Booth.
Build like a whole new stadium.
Get Booth back on the horn and say, "Listen, thank you for all the money you've given us. I'd like to. I want to run a business opportunity behind you. What if I turned your $300 million into what's 300 million times plus 750? Do the math. Like 21.5 million.
Bill.
Would that interest you? Would that interest you, David?
Yeah.
Billy.
2.1. 2 point. Yeah.
That's poor decimally.
Well, that's never going to be my strong suit. Yeah, could be wrong on that math. Could be wrong on the math. It would be a lot more, though. It would be a lot more. All right, I'm going to go 20.
Guys.
Would 23-7, would that interest you?
Be pretty good.
I'm interested.
Tough
you got freshmen growing. You're going to be streaking.
Tough non-con.
Yeah, you got to play. You got to play North Carolina. You got to play Duke. You got to play UConn. You got to play Mizzou.
Soft.
NC State could be plucky this year. Will Wade.
You're
soft,
that's a pretty. Then you grow in your heart.
That's pretty brutal. 23-7.
So
that's my final prediction.
But do you think?
No, don't even start to get into another conversation.
Are they good?
Start a new one.
Is that good?
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't win the Big
Good?
12. Well, not knowing how many of those losses come in non-con, but I mean, at this point, Houston won the Big 12 with 1 loss last year. The year before, they won it with 3 losses. The year before, who won it? You guessed it. Kansas. Can Kansas win the Big 12 in a Big 12 that features Houston? That's the question.
Fuck Kelvin Sampson.
Never been done. Never been done.
That's tough.
I'd take that. I think
Realized.
23-7.
23-7 and second place in the Big 12. Would you take that?
Yeah.
Fuck
That's two-
fuck you all.
That's a
You've
2
all gone
seed.
soft. No, we're winning
I'm
the
just
Big 12.
Throwing it
We're
out
winning
there.
the Big 12. We're winning the Big 12. We're the number 1 pick. We got Flory. We got all these seniors who apparently are dogs in maybe aren't good offensively, but they're long. And Darryn is supposed to be great. I want to talk about that again. Cole's going to be really good. Actually, the chatter isn't
See, you're doing it again. You're
Good,
about to
not
get into a new
great.
conversation.
But no, I just refuse to accept it. If Bill, we will not open a new conversation. If this is Bill's last year, they're winning the Big 12 with Darryn.
Oh, I like
No new
that.
combos. No
Okay.
new combos. No new
Okay.
combos.
What about Jacques? Jacques impact.
Michael.
Jacques is actually going to be out there playing in mascot, in mascot, in costume.
You want to take a week to work on that? You want to workshop that?
He will be disguised as Charlie McCarthy.
In mascot. As Charlie McCarthy.
I'll workshop that. I'll workshop it.
All right. All right.
I'm silly. Silly season.
Okay. We wrap. We're gonna wrap, guys. Great
Hawks
episode.
winning the Big 12.
Good take. Good take. That's a good take. Subscribe, rate, and review. Another good take wherever you get your podcasts. For Mech, Kevin, Mike, I'm Nick. Thanks for listening and watching. See you next week.